Good morning. Let me share a story. In one of the event, my colleague was a speaker, and I was in the audience, and the guy beside me starts yawning, and I asked him, "Isn't he boring?" And he said, "He's from the flag state." Okay, so don't be surprised if your neighbor asks you the same. But fortunately, I will not kill you today with boredom, so let me start my presentation. My slides will be reflecting more of the flag state perspective on crew competence, our duties on ensuring that quality seafarers are sent on board for safer ships. Let me give you the overview. Of course, I will be touching some maritime human resource facts and figures, and also the role of the flag state alongside with the port state control. Facts and figures. Yes, this is very familiar for everyone. This has been a manpower report from the WIMCO and the ICS from 2015. But bottom line, what is strikingly important is that the shortage of officers in the next 5 years. And how many in this room is confident that it will not impact your future mining activities? How many will take chances? Shortage is not on the mere population of the seagoing personnel, but on the competence based on capacity they will perform on board. That's the way we see it. Meaning, something can be done to address this growing concern. Having said that, it takes you back to asking yourself, what are your recruitment, training, and retention strategies for the future? Okay, let me take you to the role of the flag state and port state on the seafarer competence. Our discharge of duties as a flag state is defined under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the UNCLOS, Article 94. And this, actually, I will focus more on the ensuring safety on the manning, labor, and training, and the provision of safety measures for appropriate crew manning and qualifications. To fulfill the duties, we have a program under the RMI, which is the Republic of Marshall Islands Maritime Registry, which is to develop and review regulations, attend International Maritime Organization convention discussions on STCW. We issue seafarers identification and record book. That is the same function that we are doing in Manila, the office in Manila for RMI, and making sure that we have the set of minimum safe manning levels according to the vessel size and type. And we also oversee trainings and accreditation of training centers. In terms of seafarers training, few or some companies, some training centers in Manila had been accredited under the Republic of Marshall Islands training program. And we are using this opportunity to make sure that we are continuously monitoring the activities of the training center and making sure that whatever the product of those training centers would be quality and competent seafarers. Let me give you an idea of how many Filipino seafarers are on board Marshall Island vessels. officer certificates issued by nationality, you will see that Philippines has the most officers holding a Marshall Island certificate license, followed by India, and so on. The seafarers documentation growth had been enormous for the past few years, although it dropped down little by little. If you can see, by 2017, we have the biggest growth in terms of documents issued globally, and that's because of the implementation of the STCW Manila Amendment. So 5 years after, then everybody's renewing, so the volume piled up, and slowly it's decreasing. But again, you can see that we have a huge amount of seafarers under the Marshall Island Registry. This is the top 20 countries holder of active Marshall Island Seaman's Book. You can see that Philippines is holding the highest, the most number, which is around 105,000, meaning to say that almost half of the population of Philippine seafarers are holder of an active Marshall Island Seaman's Book. Some takeaway. Port State Control will check the compliance of the seafarers. When you are sending seafarers on board, make sure that the crew has the proper certificate endorsement from the flag state. Because once the Port State Control goes on board and they start inspections, then they will look for the proper documentation. The inspection also will check randomly the competence of the seafarers by asking questions of their capacity and their experience. And mind you, this has created a lot of problems based from our experience that many vessels had been able to send seafarers on board with lacking documents and also was not able to answer properly the Port State Control, therefore questioning the competence. And it could be a detainable deficiency, or it could be an observation. Port State Control during inspection also will check on the proficiency of the seafarers. They will ask to conduct drills, fire, rescue, abandon ship, and they expect that the crew will be able to do that in a short notice, making sure that everyone is aware of their job on board in terms of safety. And overall, the flag state, our role is actually to prevent and help the operators, the seafarers, to comply with the requirements and specifications of the Port State Control. Therefore, we are doing quality boardings, we are doing annual inspections, making sure that everything is in place before they are inspected by Port State Control. And also, we check on the crew welfare as given in the Maritime Labor Convention of 2006. Okay, I think that's all of my slides, and I would say that a competent crew will be creating a safer seas. Thank you very much. Good morning.